You needed it.
Chickens you used to steal,
I don't steal no more.
rabbits you used to shoot.
I don't shoot no more. Cows you used to chase.
I don't chase no more. Get ready, brother. Your time has come. stand up, you sinner, we got you at last. You can't get away, there's no time to play, your finish is going to be fast. Brothers and sisters, come on, get hot. We'll amputate your bododeo and tie your bones in a knot. Bid it, did it down, did it, did it, da down. Did it, did it, did it, da 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 down. Bid it up, did it, did it, did it, da da down. Did it, did it, did it, da 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 da.
Brother, you sure gonna get your face lifted and a permanent shave. Ha, ha, Where you want your body sent? Body? Huh? There ain't gonna be nobody. Ha, ha, ha.
You can't make any excuse. So loop, well, you loop, till we pick up loop. Swing you sinner, for making chickens elope. You're at the end of your rope, so just give up all hope. Swing you sinner. We'll stretch you like a giraffe, maybe what you would have. Just give us a laugh. Swing you sinner.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish, blue fish. All right. Twitch, you sounding good? And is YouTube sounding good? And is YouTube sounding good? YouTube sounds fine. All right. I am working on the Arden outfit that I started earlier this week. Yo, Charles, how are you doing? Um, Here, we'll give the CS Bond shout out. I want to try to add one more texture set. I kind of did the texture sets yesterday, and then I said I want kind of a wizardy thing. So I'm going to do that. So let's get this up. Let's get that there. Let's go fly down to where we currently have the Arden outfit living. I think after that, we'll start breaking it apart. I think right now it is in one giant outfit, and we're going to break this apart at some point into parts. Headband, armbands, lower arm, I'm going to call those bracers, a top, a bottom, thigh bands, and shin bands. But right now it's all one happy outfit. And I do have the textures kind of set up, but I decided I wanted one more kind of. I have this one, it's fancy, and I didn't do any of the others in fancy style yet. I'm thinking. I have the wrong thing selected. I have a black, and what I'm thinking is adding the Celtic designs in silver to the black. And also what I'm thinking of doing is adding a mystic blue. So I've tracked down the alphabet of the Magi. We're going to kind of use that. Then I'm going to run, we'll try this in substance. So we're going to make it blue. So it's basically going to be this green, but with blue and silver. I'm going to take that alphabet of the Magi, and use that as a text font to run around the pattern designs in here. And then I want to find something to put in here, and I'm not sure what I'm going to put in here yet. I'll go look through my clip art and see if we got some sort of pattern. But this will become text, Magi text. We'll do that, and I'll put it around here and around here. And I don't know, maybe we'll change the chain style. Maybe not. I'll think about it. Anyhow, that's kind of what's on tap for today. So let's put you over there, and let's break open Substance Painter and see if I can figure out how to get text to follow a path. If I can do that, I'll be almost done. And then we'll add that in the worn versions. And I'm going to do the black leather with the silver. So we'll do that first. We'll take the Celtic designs, make silver versions of those, export that out with the black leather. I'm going to have to make another displacement map. Okay, close that, file, open recent, and this is too big. You can't see all of this. I'll resize it once it opens. All right, there we go. Let's close you down. I have currently 2 chains. But we are looking at, let's hide these patterns, hide that fabric. I want the leather stylized. Okay, that's what we got. We got the leather stylized. I think I have a silver chain pattern on there. I got the silver chain pattern on there. And then we're going to come over here to the knotwork, the knottiness, somewhere in here. Knotwork, there we go. And I'm going to just activate that, but we'll make a silver copy of it. So we'll duplicate this. Duplicate layers, there we go. bring that up. Can I just get an HS? Can I get a, here, let's see if I can get a filter on here. Add filter. Hue, saturation, lightness. That one right there. Okay. I am going to say regular. And are you doing anything? You are, but you're in the wrong spot. I wanted you. Why can I not put... Let's get rid of this. Let's try this. Let's get rid of this. Let's select this. Let's add the filter there. There we go. And then see. Yeah, that's the ticket. So we're going to take you into the blue. Going to desaturate you a lot. I'm going to brighten you up. And that's going to become the silver trim. And that's going to be the black leather with the silver trim. Let's take a look at the threads and see. All right, let me see if I can use a different thread with that. Stitching, I think this stitching here. And we'll just darken that up. And this will be the black leather version instead of what I currently have. So I'm going to save that. Control-Shift-E. I am going to do that with a 6-channel preset because I need the opacity on that. Dum dum dum. All right, let's open the output directory. You haven't been auto updating, have you? All right, let's rename these black leather. With that there, outfit. I'm going to say black leather underscore. Okay. Apply that. Close that. Okay, we're going to cut all of this. I'm going to cut all of this. And we'll go over to the runtime folder. There's one map I'm going to get rid of in the runtime folder. There's a black color map. We're going to kill that. Are you my runtime textures? There we go. So somewhere in here is something called leather black. Leather black base color, so I'm not going to need that anymore. It's here. And now we'll put the black on. It should complain that it's missing a map. Yep, okay. We meant to do that. So did it just not change out the color? And you know what? Also, I want to add another material zone in here. I want to take this and split the straps up, so then I have to resave all of these files, which hopefully won't take that long. Which I won't do on stream. Right here, top straps. I want top straps neck and I want top straps back, so that I can select either this one or this one separate. Right now they're in one group. So here, let's go to tools. Let's get the geometry editor up here. Let's close the face groups down. Let's, you know what, it's easier if I just do this. We'll just hide everything. I wish there might be an easy way to do that. Can I just select everything and do, nope. That would have been too easy. I do want to leave the top straps visible. It's good. And then what I want to do is select this and select this one. Select that and that. And we'll just select connected like so. And then I'm just going to come up here and create surface from selected. Top, straps, back, and accept that. Excellent. And you know what? Then I'm going to grab these. I want to leave that in its own separate little group. All right, should be good. This will be top straps neck. And that went nowhere. All right, accept. Looking good. Then what we'll do is we'll take this and copy that and paste it to these. Excellent. And now we'll just make everything visible again. Actually, I can just do it like this. Click geometry visibility, show all polygons. There we go. And I'm going to clear my selection. There we go. Is good. I have to remember to do this at some point to the Genesis 9 version as well. Let's save that as this. Say yeah, yes. It's probably good. All right, now what did I say? I saved and renamed all of you, and you are coming over here. And then we need to do the Warn version. So we'll do that real quick before I forget. Shift E and export. And back over to here. Okay, so I'm not going to need the height map because that's the same as the other one. I don't need the opacity map, and I don't need the normal maps because they're just the same as the other one I just saved. I probably don't need the opacity map. I could probably use another one, but it's that kind of confuses me. So I'm going to leave that there. Rename with Power Renamer, black leather, Warn. There we go. Apply that. Now we're ready to save these two out. So actually, first things first, let's start getting ready to resave materials. We're going to turn smart content off because that speeds up the process immeasurably. Well, not immeasurably, but an awful lot. Stop CMS. Let's say smart and accept that. Excellent. Now I'm just going to resave this. Now that's got the new material names in it. That is that one right there. Say yeah, yes. And do I have D-Force on here? That doesn't have D-Force on it yet, so I'll just accept that. And now what I need to do is degenerate all of this stuff. So if I do that, see, these don't change. And you didn't have a trans map on you. Damn you. I need an opacity map on here. I just need it on the straps. Although I can just put it on everything, but we'll just apply it to the straps. Right there. Why are you missing? Browse. You know, this is probably, no, I'm going to go with the outfit underscore opacity right there. There we go. Now we're going to save you. Should be good. All right, then Batik. It's not updating that, but I'm going to make sure. So I'm going to copy that, paste it to those, and then we can resave that right there. I'll come back and finish these off later. So right now we're going to redo the black. So leather black. Yep. It's whining because it's missing a color map. And then we're just going to swap all of this out for the new black. I didn't even need to redo that, did I? Oh well. Garden outfit. I'm going to sort this by date so that the ones we just did show up at the top here. Did I move over? Nope, I haven't moved these yet. Control X. Control V. Okay, is good. All right. Put you over there. Bring you over here. Then we'll update all of this stuff. So I need the black leather starts here. Put that into the metallic there. I'm going to update the displacement map. I forgot to do that. We have this kind of, I'm kind of blending the height map into the displacement map. So that's the latest thing I'm doing. It makes for a slight, and adds a little bit more detail, I think, to it on top of normal and bump maps. I'm going crazy. That one right there. Is that it? That's it. This is an 8K map. So in here, I'm going to take the height map and we'll open that up. I think I have to resize that up though to work with the 8K displacement. Open with Photoshop. Image size. Yeah, 8196. There we go. Control AC. Control D. Control V. I'm going to call you black leather. Turn. I'm going to set that to multiply. I clicked on the wrong down. And we'll tweak that to be like 40%. So I think that's good. And then we'll just resave this file. I think export as. Boom. I'm going to do this, only we're going to call outfit black leather. There's a brown leather, but it doesn't have the, it's a little bit different because I'm not going to put the decorations on the brown leather. Black leather displacement, I'll save that. Should be good. Let's put this off to the side. I may not need that again. I am actually going to need that again because we're going to do the blue mystic one. And that's going to need a different displacement map. All right, back to here. There we go. We are right here. Black leather roughness goes there. the normal map. It's going to go there. Height map, put into that channel there. Base color, going to go over there. So the opacity map, I only need the opacity map for the straps. So we're going to put the opacity map right in there. That just needs to be transparent. And then we're going to update the displacement map with this one right here. Should be good. Let's do a little Control R here and see what's happening. I should fix my lights for my default. I'm not happy with them. Yeah, that's going to be okay, I think. Is it looking shiny enough, though? It's not looking quite reflective enough. You know what? I'm going to turn on Iray in here. And what I want to do is kind of zoom in. Oh, you know what? The metallicity's turned off. I cranked that back up. There we go. That was the problem. Problem fixed. Alrighty. That's good to save. I'm going to switch back to texture shaded. And we're going to replace this one here. File, material preset. And I'm going to override leather black. Say yes. Accept that. All right, we'll do the worn version now. So we replace that metallicity with the worn metallicity. Use the worn base color, and we'll swap in the worn roughness. It should be good. Did I get the right map in here? It still says black. And are you worn? You are worn. And are you worn? You are worn. And that looks better. Okay, that's what I was kind of expecting. Oh, Pharaoh, welcome in. Sorry I didn't catch you right away. I'm happy with how this is looking. All right, save the worn version. Material preset that. So, worn leather black, there we go. And then we're going to do blue, and blue's going to have mystic highlights. So I say okay to that. All right, let's try writing mystic text on here. How do I get it to follow a... Ooh, this might become tricky. Because of the way this folds, it makes it kind of difficult to get text through there using the path tool. Can I paint? I mean, I might be... No. I don't know. Let's see. How does the text tool work anyhow? Let's find out. Let's turn off dirt. Let's turn off not work. We'll close that down. I'm going to close you down. What I'm going to need is another layer in here for Magi text. Try that. And then down here, we are looking at, that is the stylized leather, so we're going to turn that off. Actually, I think I do want the stylized leather on, and I'm going to work that with a blue velvet. And we're going to make that, here, we're going to duplicate this again. We'll duplicate that. I think this is the black version of the stylized leather, so let's say black here. So I can figure out what it is later. This one, I'm going to make this blue. Although I might just go with the black, we'll see. And then what I want is velvet, and we'll duplicate the velvet. And I want this velvet to be the green velvet. No, not the green, the blue. I said the blue. And I think, do I want to put another chain in here? I'm going to use chain 1. And I'm going to turn it silver. So we can do that with this. So we're going to slide that into the blue, because whenever I do silvers, I kind of like it to have a slight cool touch to it. Kind of like... So we're not going to leave it blue, of course. We're just going to crank the saturation way down. And for silver, we'll take that up a bit. And maybe take that saturation. And maybe adjust you. And that'll become the silver. That makes the chain silver. All right, now we're looking at turning this velvet. Also, we'll change the color of the threads. Let's do that too. The stitching here, we'll do this. I should actually name you guys something instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. Duplicate layer. Hide that one. Come over here. Once again, you look like you're already in the blue. Yeah, but we'll do that as a... This is going to be a little lighter, I think, than the blue, and we'll desaturate it a little bit. So the idea of this thread is going to be a little bit lighter than what this will end up being. And that is down here. And I'll crank that up. So it makes it easier for me to figure out what my color is when I got the saturation cranked all the way up. There we go. And then we'll desaturate it out a little bit, but maybe not too much. Do I like that? Yes, I think I'm going to make the threads a little darker though. And is that giving me any weird colors in the shadows? I think that's fine. I am going to make the leather blue, I think. Totally. There. So we'll just make you darker. I want to make it black darker. Maybe... Maybe somewhere in there. And now we'll make this blue. Base color down there. Got other things going on here, which is kind of getting in the way. So we have to play with them as well. Like this bass noise. Which, I don't know, if I just get rid of you. You didn't really do anything. View. And then what's curvature do? Curvature seems to be punching up the lightness a little bit. Actually, it's working on just the... Where's your... Oh, there's your color. All right, I think that might do the trick for me. Okay, so that's the basic Mystic. And now let me see if I can get some text written in here. Let me figure out how the text tool works. There's a clever idea. I think I had a layer set up just for that, right? I did not. How do I close you down again? Is there a way to collapse it so I don't see? I guess not. Magi text. There's my text layer. And not you, but paint, physical paint. All right, I gotta Google this. Chris's first time using text in Substance. Are you my Google? There we go. Substance Painter. Use the newer by dragging the font from the asset onto your model. Okay. There we go. Take your font, drag it onto your model. Nope. Use the font alpha on a fill layer. Go to the font panel and drag your desired font onto your model or into your layer stack. Into my layer stack. I can do that. Now what? Type your text in the text box. Yeah, okay, I got some text in the text box. Adjust color and spacing. There's a video. We'll watch the video right after we finish working out. I'm going to hide my commie. Hide the commie videos over there.
Here from Flip Normals. In this the Substance Painter video, we are going to be looking at how we can add text in Painter. This is something which is strangely enough not very straightforward when it comes to. I would assume they would have a text tool. They don't have a text tool.
It's like the most trivial thing in the world.
Yeah, exactly. But once you know how to do it, this is incredibly easy. What we are going to be doing now is just make a new layer, make a regular paint layer, and then under alphas, you can search for font. And here you can see we have a bunch of different texts. I kind of assumed that these here were just stencils, or they were already pre-made, they were baked down. But these are actually live. So now if we were to click them, we now get some. We now can put them into our alpha. Currently, I have set this to be height, but you can set this to be whatever you want to. So now you can set this to be color, and there you go. You can rotate this around by holding Ctrl B, and so stamping down yellow, whatever you want to it. So this is pretty much a layer, a regular paint layer, and then we can and enable my
New warps.
Okay, this is the one I'm looking for. Let's try. substance. Actually, is there? Let me take a look. I think what I'm going to end up doing is doing this in Illustrator and putting paths in Illustrator so I can type the text around it. I think that's going to be how we're going to do that, because I'm not seeing a good solution in Substance. So maybe I'm just going to stop screwing around with Substance for this. We're going to set up the text in Illustrator, save that out, bring it in as masks, and then set up our text that way. Hey, somebody happens to have Illustrator already open, because I was playing around with some stuff. I decided not to. I was thinking I was going to use these patterns, and I kind of changed my mind and thought I would use Mystic Text instead. What we'll do is we'll do File, New. I'm going to set that up as a 4K. And we're going to go get our template and drop it in here. All right, where are you? Chris just opened up. Oh, there it is. My Explorer is opening up really small in a corner. And it's not letting me. Damn it. It's making it hard for me to grab it. There we go. I don't know. Let's come over here. Come up here. We'll go down in the templates. And can I just drag and drop you? Will you just line up nicely? Of course not. That would just be insanity to have that work out. You know what I need? I need an 8K. I'm going to close that. Let's do File, New. I don't think I do have an 8K. Look at that. I'm totally on top of things. Of course, you didn't snap into the middle like you're supposed to. There we go. That works. All right. We'll make a new layer. I'm going to draw some paths in here and then apply the text to a path. I have to kind of remember how to do that. Always remember how to do things. Nope. That's the pen tool I want right there. All right, let's tweak. Let's do that. Actually, let's do that. Hide that. And let me see if I can get text to a path now. I have to Google that again too, because I haven't done it in a long while. Illustrator text to outline. No, text to path. Text on how to type text on a path.
First up, draw your shape, then head to the text tool, click and hold and go type on a path tool. Then you click the path and type in whatever you want.
There we go. That that is so much easier than that other. There we go. And then we're just gonna, and it's got, and then we can just tweak that, right? I want it centered on the path. Or maybe we'll adjust the path. Is there any other tips?
Something really cool. Then using the direct selection tool, you can use these toggles to change the placement.
The direct selection tool. You can use these, change the placement. Maybe not. Are there text? Is there a text option box? Let's see. That would be maybe type, character styles, glyphs, open type, paragraph. You know what? I can work with this. I'm going to redo the line. Because now that I know, I want to run it along this bottom edge here. Is what we want to do. I'm going to lock that bottom layer. And what are you? You're in the way. I can't see if anything happened in chat. Nothing happened in chat, so we're good. Back to the pen tool. Start you there. You're a little too low. Can I just move you? Nope, that would be insane. Insanely easy if I could do that. That looks fine. All right, let's touch that up. The hard part is I keep clicking on stuff from another program. Did I not just Shift C U? There we go. All right, now let's text on path tool. Let's change the font to that Mystic font I went and got earlier. Alphabet. Nope, that would be too easy. Alphabet. Why are you not in here? Alphabet of the Magi. I just added you today, and of course you are too freaking stupid to. Were you opened when I installed the font? Is that the problem? No, you weren't. I just opened you up. What is it about? Oh, why is this so freaking obtuse? It should be right there. The font I installed. All right, let's try this again. Let me pop over into my downloads. See what went amiss. All right, actually, maybe it's because it was still in a zip file. 7-zip. Extract files to here. Go there. Double click. Press install. It says it's already installed. Okay, so I'm going to replace you. TrueType outlines. Is it just not TrueTypes is just not recognized anymore? Is that our problem? Convert TrueType to, oh wait, there it is. No wonder I can't see it. So is this showing up in Illustrator now? Hey Illustrator, do you see that font right there? Nope. I have to shut you down. File, save as. Let's put you in the whip folder. Magi text. There we go. I'm going to say yes. I'm just going to dump you in here. And yes. I'm just going to leave you in there too. Okay, now let's try reopening Illustrator. Let's reopen up. Now let's go take a look and see if we can find our font. You don't seem to actually do anything. You would think a little handle like that. Is that my problem? So I just have the wrong thing? Character, there it is. Okay, now do I have... There it is. I see it now. I'm going to delete this again and we'll try once more. I'm going to set a little higher this time. Well, now I'm gonna have to adjust that. I can already tell I don't like that. I went too high. I should probably be in somewhere like there. All right, now let's see if we can get that text tool in here. Oh, I know what it's doing. It's saying we're going to start the text at where you're clicking, bro. Fine. Oh. It's got lorem ipsum text type in there right now. So, I'm just going to leave that because that's probably going to be fine. Although you aren't going quite to the end, are you? There, now it goes to the end. All right, so that's that. I'm going to lock that layer. All right, moving along. Now we'll do the bands. I think I'm going to put the pattern thing here. So I think the text picks up in here. So I'm just going to... Oh, I need a new layer. There we go. And just increase the size of that. I think I like that. My nudge is really small. All right, that's good. I can probably use the same one on the leg bands. So we'll just pick these up. And we'll just run these from there to there. Maybe drag you out just a little bit. There we go. Can I just copy that? Does that doesn't come with a... Nope, I'm doing the wrong tool. Is good. Nice. All right, we'll do these next. So that needs to be maybe a little smaller. I think that's going to be good. Now watch somebody go and decode these. That's garbage. It's not meant to say anything. Although if I was really cool, I would make them say stupid stuff. Nope, no, I need to put in another line. We knew that. Out to there. Drop that in. There we go. Only I clicked in the wrong spot. All right. I'm going to run one through. I've got something in the way. Move you out of the way. I'm going to run you through there. Put that right there. Going to make you smaller. I think I want to just nudge that up a little. That'll do the trick. Then we'll just fill that in. Can I get one more in there? Nope. No. Oh, I hit the same character multiple times. That was bad mojo. All right, probably good. I accidentally undid it. Now I'm bleeding in with the space. I think I could get, there we go. That'll probably be good enough. I like that. Let's put this down into the, actually let's just get the headband set up. Drop the text to path tool like that. Just come. Those are two. I think that'll be fine. All right, I think that'll. Oh, yeah. I'm going to find something that looks mystical pattern that's going to go right in there. Also, we may need to readjust these a little bit. So let's unlock this stuff. Let's grab all of this. And can I just swap? Let's change the fill color to white. Let's get a new layer in here. Oops, I closed that. Damn it. There we go. New layer right in here. And then we're just gonna 8196. 8196. Say okay. We're gonna make you black. Like that. We're gonna center you, and I can do this by, where are you? Where's the thing that allows me to just type the numbers in? It's probably collapsed because I've got my window too small. There it is. Will you just snap into place? Would that be good enough? Probably good enough. There we go. We're going to save this out as our mask. Let's hit save on this. Let's put you back. We're going to export this out. File, export. I'm going to save as WebLab Legacy. I'm going to choose PNG24. And then we're going to... Am I exporting the whole thing? I can't tell. Am I like in a corner or something? Can we just fit on screen? There we go. Let's hit save on that. I'm in my WIP folder, Magitext PNG, save. And now I'm going to set it up so this text becomes silver. And we might want to tweak. This position right here might be off a little bit. So we'll see how this works out. So I don't need you. So we're going to trash you. What I am going to do is I'm going to put a fill. Actually, we're going to, yeah, let's do metal. Come over here. I'm looking, actually, I want to do silver, right? And I'm just going to drop that on the whole thing, and then we're just going to use a black mask. And we'll make some tweaks to that. So add a black mask. So our black mask is going to have a fill layer. And our fill layer is going to use the grayscale alpha we just made. So we'll import that. And totally in the wrong folder. We've gotten used to that. There it is, Magitext. You are an alpha. And oh, and I just need this for this project, so we'll just say project. And I'm going to use that in the grayscale there. Yay! And then I'm going to tweak. I'm going to do a height map. Do I get an option for a height map in here? I'm not seeing one. You know, that's off by just a little bit. So we're going to go in here and we're going to readjust where this starts. And then we'll have to readjust the end, and then we'll just resave that map back out. But you know what? I'm not going to use this. I'm going to trash that. We're going to do it this way. I'm going to make a new layer with a black mask, which will have a fill layer on it, which will use this map here. And now I'm going to tweak these settings. Base color is going to be a little shaded to the blue like that. And then we're going to have a height and a rough and a metal. And I'm going to use a put a filter on here to convert the height to a normal map. Like that. I'm going to set you to be like 0.3. All right, back into here. So do that so the height pops. Roughness will make you shiny. It will make you more metallic. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in and adjust that map so that this starts closer over here. I want that to be a little bit more over here. And I think you are over here somewhere, right there. And I need to be able to see that. There we go. Which makes me think, let's bring up the, I think it's one of these lines over here, but I can't be for sure. So let's get the overlay in here so we can see where we are on the grid. So I am sitting right in here, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. So we kind of want it right there is what we want. So I'm just going to take you and pull you out over this way. Did that work? Nope, of course not. That would have been too easy. And I've lost the text. And I'm going to start you right there. And did you come in? Nope, did I? Oh, now you're all the way over there. Because I need more. No, you're insane. You're insane. You're just fucking. How do I move that start point? That's what I want. That did not move it. That just puts it into the text. Why are you over there? It's like I thought it would, this might do something, but that doesn't seem to do anything, right? You know what? Do I just have to redraw this frickin' line? I'll just redraw the frickin' line. I think it starts. Now I've kind of lost where I am on here. There's this little triangle right there, which is right there. So I'm going to put this. I actually want to start on the triangle right there, don't I? I keep clicking on the wrong tool. That certainly doesn't help. That one right there. That one right there. And we're just going to bring you all the way over here. And then we're just going to get our type on path tool and put you right there. And then we're just going to size that up till it fits. And then we're going to finish it off. Then we'll save it out. And then we'll re-update our map. My line went a little low on there, I think. So we're just going to take you up a little. My nudge is really low. You can barely see it moving, but I like that. All right, now we'll touch you up. I have too many of those in here. Can I get one more? I think that'll be good. And you need to be white. Yo, Fallen Learns, how are you doing today? I'm making textures for my Arden outfit. So did you turn white? You are white. Yay. I'm adding Mystic text to the trim of my outlet, so I'm doing that in Illustrator. And then we're going to save you. Export as a web legacy, PNG. Hit save. I'm going to overwrite that. We'll take a quick peek at, I'll show off the outfit real quick in DAZ Studio. So here's the outfit we are working on. So I'm trying a new technique. I've been playing with this. I'm doing all the parts together as one outfit, and then I'm going to separate it out later on. And I think that's going to save me time because I just have to set up the morphs in here once, and then each part will get saved with the morphs already into it. So it makes it a lot faster for multi-piece outfits to do it this way. Anyhow, that's what it's looking like, and I'm currently making a blue with mystical symbol texture, and we're in substance for that. Kind of like that. I'm going to hide I don't need this anymore. So this is going to be the mage. This is what everybody wishes Gandalf would wear, right? Sexy Gandalf. Anyhow, I've updated this. I think I can do... isn't there a reload? There is a reload. And then I'm going to come back into here. And we're just going to update that with this. There we go. And now I want to find something to put right in here. So I'm going to go looking through my weird clip art and see if I got something that looks mystical that we can use in here. So we'll look at the Dover clip art first. I got to reread the Dover terms of use. Do I get to use 5 or can I use 3? So far I've used 2. I think 2 elements from the Dover clip art in this project. I'm in the wrong... Where is my clip art anyhow? Dover. I bought a bunch of this stuff on discs many, many years ago. Tons and tons of Dover clip art. And is this the right one? So I think maybe we will be looking at... actually, what do the Egyptian designs look like? There's something cool and weird and mystical in here. Maybe something like that. Only I might combine that with something else. I mean, that does look Egyptian, but it's not... You know, that is kind of... That does look kind of Egyptian, though. I don't know if I want Egyptian or not. Old-fashioned frames. Maybe something in Victorian designs. We'll take a look through there. See if there's just something weird and curvy. And maybe we can swap it out with an eye or something. Oh, that looks... So maybe I can use something like that. Something like what I was looking at earlier. Swap it out into the middle. I'm gonna... Boy, that is a low quality image. I'm gonna keep that in mind, though. I might be able to use that for something. I kind of like that, except I really need it to be like a ratio of about 1 to 3 or 1 to 2 at least. Anyhow, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. Maybe I can work that in. If I had something with like Victorian wingy thing, that's probably Celtic. That's almost the right size, but not quite. Wait, what was the... No. So I'm seeing if I can find something bold and yet looks like a celestial woo magic. We might look at the Celtics again too. And maybe combine something Celtic on either side of something. Maybe the heart with the with something Celtic on the sides. Maybe we'll finish going through the Victorians. Maybe something dragony. We might look at the Japanese, see if there's something dragony in that. And then I'm going to save this and we'll add it as a texture. Hopefully there's better quality versions of these. Looking through the clipboard. All right, so that's, what do we got? Tattoo designs. No, I didn't want to use those. Paisleys. That would make Arts Day, but generally, no, those aren't. Those are a little more intricate than what I think I want to use. I should see if there's like magic or mystic Dover clip art out there. I think you can get it downloadable now. Do I have a creatures? Chinese designs, dragons and wizards. What is in here? I think this is like a comic book almost. Oh, actually, maybe. No, these are from old sources. This might have something. I think the wizards are going to look comical though. See, that's Celtic. That might. Except it's just a little, not quite what I wanted. See, the wizards look like they're comic books or coloring book. I think I want to pick out dragons and put them on either side. And I might go with. You know what? I think maybe I'll take that and combine it with that. I'll put one on either side. So those were the Victorians, and this one is 51. It says it has EPS versions, but I'm a little doubtful of the quality of that stuff. Let's see what it says an EPS version looks like. And that was that's a Paisley, damn it. I didn't want the Paisley. I wanted the Victorian. There we go. What did I say? 51. You know, that's just like a higher quality version. You know, let's do an image trace. Black and white. It's probably good enough. We're going to tweak that though. All right, and the Welsh Dragon is 530, 359. So we'll go grab that. What did I say? 359. We'll just do the same thing we just did. I actually did want it to be black and white, so this might work out. Let's grab you, Control X. Let's try that again. Control X. Let's make a new file here. This will be 4K. Control V. Illustrator, you still have to hold the Shift key down. Because of course you do. Let me see if I can remember how to flip that. Reflection tool. Nope. Let's try that again. There we go. And then this. I still have the reflection tool selected. Control X. Over to here. Control V. Hold the Shift key down. We'll do that. Let's see if I can get you centered up. Let's space those out evenly. Where's the alignment at? There it is, align. You're in the way, get out of the way. There we go. I want to align like that. Did that do anything? I think it did. And then I can just make sure to drag that into the center. We're going to make you a little bit larger. I, of course, punched too many keys while I was doing that, so it got confused. There we go. We'll put black in the background. This is going to be 4096. And then I'll arrange, send to back. Does that do it? There we go. So I'm going to use that as the pattern on the front of the waistband. Actually, I think I'm going to take these in tighter, I think. I'm just going to drag you over a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. File. Say, no, export. Web legacy, that works. Done. Where did you go? Damn it. I hope you went into my whip folder. Nope, I have no idea where that went. Let's try this again. File, export, save as legacy. Is this telling me where it's saving to? Do I got a little weird white edge over there? Did that not give me an option? you know what? Cancel that. I'm going to pull this out a little bit like that. Now let me try this. All right. Oh, hit save. Hit save. There we go. All right, and we come back over to Substance Painter. Boop, 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 boop. There you are. We're going to put another fill layer in here, and I'm going to drop that in as a mask. I think, is that how I do it? I think so, something like that. Let's duplicate you. Let's get rid of that. I need to import file, import resources. Add a resource. That one right there. You're an alpha. And then can I just drag and drop you in here like that? Nope, that's not quite doing the trick. I guess what I have to do is do this. Then I'm going to scale. Take the tiling off. It's still tiling. No, there we go. I just have to figure out where it's lining up now. That's all. And then line it up. You're over there. There we go. Oh, that's easier to... That is so much easier to use. I accidentally rotated again, didn't I? I'm forever accidentally rotating the stupid stuff. I need some more noise in here, don't I? We're going to add those little weird circle things off on the sides, I think, and we'll update this. What were the stupid circle things? These things. Actually, I like these little thingies here. So we'll add those in. Those are 42. That's 42. So let's open up 42. Let's trace you. Let's cut you like a knife. Control X, Control X. I still keep fat fingering this keyboard. Let's make a new layer here. So I'm going to put these out here like so. And then we'll grab all of this, put that. Grab all of this, put that. Yo, Johnston, how are you doing? I'm working on clothes and Substance Painter. We're texturing. I'm trying to add this cool little design to the belt. I think you went too big. I can't see my, you know what, I'm going to, I need to put this on another layer. So I'm going to cut that, pop in a new layer. We'll do a paste in front because I can never remember how to do that. Edit object, no, edit paste in place. There we go. Control X. Edit, paste in place. I'm going to hide that. See, these aren't lining up. That's what I was afraid of. Just unpacking the groceries. Doing good. Glad to hear it, man. I'm going to nudge you in. Actually, let's just drag you in. And I'm just going to drag you in a little bit like that. We'll try to center this all up again. Is good. We'll bring the black back in. File, export, save for web legacy. Save. Bread's sure expensive, over $2 a loaf. And that's Canadian dollars, right? Yeah, I don't get bread that cheap. Our bread runs, if I'm lucky, I'm picking it up for $2.50 US. And that's generally 2 for 1. A lot of the bread is like, I want to say maybe regular bread's $2.99. I'm keeping an eye out for it when it's on sale, so I pick it up for $2.50. Although often the other, and if you're buying something like rye or something, that's $3.99 or $4.99. And I usually just get the plain old Italian. All right, I'm going to overwrite that. Say yes. We're going to pop back into over here. So I'm going to update that. I wanted a little bit more on that design is what it came down to. Gotta have rye with the corned beef. I guess so. I'm going to refresh you. And then we're going to update that with this. And then I'm going to tweak the sizing on it. Kind of like that. Dang it. I think that's going to be good. I'm going to live with that. So that's going to be our texture for this. I'm going to call that Blue Magic. Or maybe my alternate thought is maybe I'll use some of these letters. And here I can use that text tool. And I think, thanks. I'm happy with how it's looking. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to put text in here and maybe flip it. Because this is just too incongruent. So it was an interesting idea. But I'm gonna shelve that. So what I'm doing is I'm duplicating this layer. I'm gonna hide you, and I'm gonna update this with text. Put Johnston West here. And strange. I can't fit those many letters in there, dude. Maybe 19. I don't know if my magic text has 19. I think I just need 3, and then I'm gonna flip it, and then maybe I'll warp it a little bit. Let's do file new. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just take the type tool JOH. How's that? We'll make it bigger. We'll switch over to my Mystic font character right there. We're going to stretch you out a little bit. Actually, let me try something here. That I kind of like this, and I think I might want to put it in the middle. Let me see what all the characters actually are. I, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. That's kind of cool. Right now, I'm just looking for cool shapes. And then I'm going to kind of recombine them into a pattern that I'm then going to use in the middle of that belt. So actually, instead of this, that's an O, L, M, N, O. So here. LMN, I like that. OPQ and A, B, C, D, E, F. G is kind of cool, so maybe I'm just going to go with that. No, G, E, F, F, F is what I was thinking. And I might take FG. I think I will use, I'm going to put the G right here. And I'm actually going to reshape this. So let's convert. So I've got the, and actually this is too short, isn't it? What are you? You're bitchin'. O, P, Q, R, S, T, T. And then maybe I'll put a G out there. And then maybe I'm going to flip that. And then I think I can put that on the belt. All right, we'll do that. That's not what I wanted. I wanted you. I choose you, Pikachu. Let's try this again. There we go. All right, let's convert this to what is the thing? Type, convert to curves, create outlines. That was it, create outlines. Gonna copy that. We're gonna reverse that. You never, there we go. Actually, if I line, does that line up? You know, that might, gives me a kind of cool heart shape. You're doing that. I think that's good. All right. No, you're not actually centered though. Do that. Let's make them white. Let's put a black box behind everything. Object, arrange, send to back. All right, we're good. Cancel that. File, export, web legacy, save, center. Save that. Back over to here. All right, let's load in the center. right there. Alpha, import, and I'm going to swap that out with this. And I'm going to make that, so we're going to move you around a little bit. Let me come over. Actually, nope, I can't see. So I want you to be a little bit bigger. .15. That's better. All right, I think that's gonna do me for this texture. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. All right, let's save this and get it set up in Daz. All right, 2 hours later, I have made a single texture set. That's okay. I got my cool Mystic text all over the place now. Control Shift E. You're going to do 6 channels. I'm going to export that. We're going to call this Blue Velvet. Do I have my export folder still open? I don't. I'm gonna save you file, cancel that. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Save as. Sure, Untitled 3. Why not? Okay, I'm done with Illustrator. Save changes Illustrator document before closing. No. I decided not to keep you. No. 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 Yes. Okay, I'm going to resave. Actually, let me come over. Let me come over here. Let's rename all of this. This is going to be Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet. We're not going to say worn. Apply that. Excellent. I'm going to do this again. Now we'll do the worn version. I got to put you on top over here. Then I can turn the dirt on. And then we resave. I think Photoshop's still open. Okay. All right, pop over into here. I'm going to view by date. Okay, so I don't need that. I don't need that. And I don't need that. These I'm going to rename. So that's Blue Velvet Worn. Okay, now I got my Blue Velvet texture done. Yay. Control X. We're going to put you over into the texture folder with all the other textures. If I can figure out where that went. You know what? That is probably close. Runtime textures, me, art and outfit, Control V. There we go. And I'm going to make a displacement map for this. So I'm going to hide you. New file open. I'm looking for that Blue Velvet height map. So _blue Blue velvet height. So I want that. I'm going to add this to the displacement map. This we need to resize. Image size 8196. Control A, C. Pop over to this one right here. Control V. Set that to multiply. And we'll make the transparency on that 40 so it blends in with what's underneath it. File. Export as. And you're going to be blue velvet displacement. Okay, is good. I'm going to hit save on that. Saving. 6789. All right. Close that. I don't need to save that. Close that. I don't need to save it as well. We can shut down Photoshop for right now. And we are back to Daz. All right, let's do the, let's set up the blue one and save it out. Boop, boop. And I should sort this by date, so we'll do that. Details, date, go back to extra large. There we are. I am looking for blue velvet metallic base color, blue velvet, glossy roughness, blue velvet roughness, base bump. There should be a blue velvet height map, normal map, and I'm updating the, we'll do the displacement map. That's what we just made. And I'm going to update the opacity on the straps. To whatever I was using for blue velvet. All right. Let's do a little render and see how it's looking. It'll be fine. All right, let's save. Material preset. Outfit, I'm going to say blue and silver. All right, now we'll make the worn version. So we're going to update them, actually, update the metallicity map with this worn one. Update that base color with this worn one. And update the glossy roughness with that worn glossy roughness. And then we save that out. And that's going to be worn blue and silver. And accept that. Okay. So things I think I'll do now is we'll resave out all the material files. I got to make some adjustments to the Genesis 9. I need to add 2 materials to that, and then we'll resave that so it'll work with the Mac files. So, and the reason I got to resave these is I changed some material names. So I think we already did the orange batik. So I don't think we did the teal batik. So we're gonna start knocking those out. So I'm gonna copy this top strap and apply it to the other two. So copy and paste. And then we save as a material preset. And I'm overwriting that and say yes. Okay, we just did the blue and silver. We did the green and gold a little earlier. I have updated the black already. We did that earlier, so we're on the brown now. So copy, paste, and then save as a material preset. And that's the brown. The leather black gets to be fancy. The leather brown is kind of plain. All right, metallic gold. Gonna copy you. Paste either of those. Save. Overwrite the gold. Do the silver. So same drill. Are you actually looking? I clicked on the wrong thing. You are looking silver. Okay. Silver is done. White suede. Suede white. Replace it. Yes. Okay, we are on the worn versions. Worn batik. Worn batik teal. Okay, worn black and silver. We just did a short while ago, so it should be fine. Worn outfit green. We still need to do that. Okay, outfit worn leather black. I think we just saved that a short while ago, so that should be fine. Brown needs to be touched up. And it's all because these are new materials, so I have to add those to the material file. Worn gold. Silver. Okay, worn white suede. And I think that's it. So those are all updated. All right, now I just have to add these 2 extra materials to the Genesis 9 version. Then I think I need to touch up the morphs a little bit. And then I can start breaking this apart. Or we could just render thumbnails. I think I'm going to try to touch up the morphs. I can probably separate out some of this stuff. Anyhow, let's update the Genesis 9 version. So we'll come over here and we'll just hide Genesis 8 for now. We'll load into Genesis 9. Oh, I should apply the DForce presets. I think I had saved a DForce preset. Have I? I have not yet. No. I didn't save those from yesterday. I'll set that up and save it so I can then reapply these. There's the Genesis 9 version. So what I want to do is assign that to be neck and that to be, well, top strap neck and top strap back. And I'm just going to double check this one here. Top straps back, top straps neck. That's what we're going to do. So we are working with this one here. We'll we'll get into the geometry editor and go over to the tool settings. And over in here, oh my gosh, you guys are still all janked. I gotta clean those up. I haven't cleaned those up yet. Do I have a headband? I don't even have the headband done yet. So I gotta add that. I gotta re-add the headbands too to this one. This is that garbage Marvelous Designer. Add it in. That should be uppercase. All right. I'm going to do that. And what is the geometry selection for select connected control asterisk? Okay. Or control multiply. There we go. And I'm going to assign this to a new surface called headband trim. And accept that. Now we're just going to kind of zoom in. Let's switch over to wire texture shaded so I can see the geometry. And then I'm going to select that and that. Actually, is there a shortcut for loop select? Select loop is control equal. There we go. Accept that. Headband, I'm going to hide that. So now I know that that's good. Control equal select loop. Find to selected. Hide that is good. All right, we got the headband done. And clear my selection. And we're going to select the straps. And then over here, geometry, visibility, hide unselected. There we go. Excellent. Click on that, and control equal. And make a new surface from that. Top, straps, neck, and that just, damn it, top, straps, neck. All right, it's good. Except that. So what did I, top, straps, neck. It only selected 2. God damn it. Let's try this again. Control equal. Did that not? There we go. That's better. Sort of better. Oh, you're just being a real butt today, aren't you? It's like you learned the new trick. Oh no, it was control multiply. See, that's the reason why I'm not getting it right. There we go. Try this again. See if I can remember this time. Select that, control. And we're going to make a new group out of that. Create surface from selected. Top, straps, back, accept that. All right, that looks like I'm good. All right, we are good. Clear selection. Geometry visible, show all. All right, I think I'm ready to, all right, let's do a few things. Let's apply, let's check and make sure my materials work. Yep, that looks like it's working. Oh no, wait a minute, waste trim is wrong. What's wrong with waste trim? How is that? What did I do? How did I not save you? Let's go take a look at the other one. Wait, do you have some sort of weird character in there? Oh no, there's an extra character in there. How did that happen? I have to resave all of these. I'll do that later. Or I could just sneak it over here and nobody will be wiser. I will know. What's going on here? Why are you still white too? Bracer trim. Oh, bracer trim's got two underscores in it. That I can fix easy enough. That shouldn't be there. I gotta resave those. Like I said, I will do that later. I'm going to do a couple of tweaks on this and save it. So now the bracers are good, but that's still bad. I'm just going to copy and paste this over to that. And I'll save this out. Do I have D-Force on here? I do not. Let's get the D-Force installed. And let's tweak the settings on this. Let's start by adjusting the bend stiffness. over here. There we go. Set that to 0.1. I'm going to increase my collision offset just a little bit on these. So that should be fine. Hey, Chris, Sarah wants to let you know that the top is going to fit her perfectly. I imagine. I can't show that on Twitch. I have to add a geoshell top underneath that to show it on Twitch. Well, he's got a bodysuit underneath there, so, you know, G9's fine. Let me set my dynamic strength to 0.2 on everything. I'm going to adjust it in spots, and then we're going to add a little bit of contraction on everything. If I can find it. There it is. You know, let me do that. And I'm just going to run the sim and see if I like that or not. Yeah, that's going to be fine. I'm going to cancel that. We'll clear that. And then we're going to adjust parts to be a little more dynamic. The straps. This and this. This and this. This and this. We're going to set those all to be 0.9. Over here, 0.9, 5 maybe. Okay, the waist, I'm going to set that to be 0.5 for the dynamic strength. So it's a little dynamic, but it holds pretty well. There was something else I was thinking too. At the top, do I need to tweak maybe? No, I think I don't know. Let's see how that goes. That might be my settings. I'm probably going to adjust them further though. Actually, I'm going to take the contraction expansion off of these. So let's cancel that. I'm going to leave it on the bottom. But these, because they're kind of loose. I'm going to set that back to 1. No, that's this one back to 100. And then we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that works better. I think this will be fine. I'm going to save this. So cancel that. I'm going to come over here to D-Force presets. And we're going to save this as a material. D-Force. AO D-Force. Outfit. Default. I can't spell default. Default. There we go. Boom. Check only all simulation settings and accept that is good. All right, let me save you. Boop. Not there though, because that's Genesis 8. I'm gonna come over here to Genesis 9 and save it over that one. Say yes. And I can't do any of these because I have the database turned off, but that looks good. All right, let's hide hide you and make you visible, and we're going to tweak. I'm going to resave. We'll apply it. Actually, do I make sure it has D-Force? We'll apply the D-Force modifiers. We'll just take a quick peek and see if our settings look kind of like what I was expecting. Yep. Okay, let's change the color of that. And I have now broken my waist trim, so we're going to copy and then paste that over there. And then I'm going to save this out. And we got to go back to here. And do that and save. And already exists. Would you like to replace it? Yes. And that all should be good. Okay, we're going to double check morphs and save them out. After I recreated this outfit yesterday, the morphs might be a little off. So we're going to work on making sure they're a little smooth. They're pretty close, but there's a little bit of difference between this and the original mesh. And this is what happened after I realized part of the panty in the back that you can't see wasn't actually sewed on. So, I'm going to tweak the shader on that. I'm just going to put this generic matte shader on here. We're just going to use this generic gray color. And I'm going to switch back to texture shaded with the headlamp. And in here, we're going to select this and that. I'm actually going to remove you in the background there. And we're just going to go through and dial in the morphs and make sure they're looking okay. And touch them up as they're needed. Yeah, you know what? That probably doesn't need touch up. That's probably fine. I think that's fine. I can probably live with that. Those are looking fine. The natural breast morphs. That looks fine. Shape one. You know what? I'm going to smooth that one out just a little bit down in there. So let's go over to this morph file. Into here. Where am I? I'm right there. I just need this so I can just copy these names. And then we'll activate ZBrush. I think it's trying to open on the other screen, but I'm not sure. There we go. All right, close you. Do that. Fit you onto the screen so I can still see chat. All right, enter edit mode, frame. See, there's a little bit of a bugaboo there. Scale. Tweak, tweak, tweak. Tweak, tweak, tweak. I'm going to use mirroring on that. Also, I'm going to make a couple of adjustments here. So at the minimum connected to 1 for both of those. And then just smooth that out a little. There we go, all done. Update that morph. Overwrite existing morph. There we go. I'm going to take another look at heavy again. You know what? That probably can use a little fixing. All good. I should take a look at the back. Yeah, those are probably fine. So now I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see if I get a little bugaboo right in here. Like right there, you can kind of just see it. It smooths out a little bit. Actually, it smooths out fine, but still. I would rather it looked fine even if it wasn't smoothed. And it's such a small thing. Should just be really quick, right? You know that I saw a little something there. All right, I think that's good. I don't think I saw anything there. I'm just gonna take a quick peek. Yeah, you're looking fine. I'm seeing a little bit of a break in there. So we'll redo 5. I think I see just maybe a touch in 6. We'll just double check. Yeah, just a wee bit right there. Did I see something in 7? Maybe a little bit. And I'll double check that, but I don't think I really need to do anything. Although I might end up touching it anyhow, since I'm over there. Or not. I think that's going to be fine. I'm going to cancel that. I don't need that. I don't think I saw anything in there either. That's looking fine. I think breast small is fine. Moving on to body size. I am going to take a look at these a little closer in ZBrush for all of them, I think. So I'll just pop over here and copy that and then pop over there. Although honestly, I think that's okay. You know what? I'm not changing anything on that one. Ooh, I have a little bit of, for some reason, body tone broke the armbands. Oh. We can fix that. We have the technology. I changed the size of the armbands. So that might have something to do with it. So I'll have to keep an eye out for those. That looks like it might be a problem child. I'm just double checking the other spots. But we'll just pull that out a little bit. Pull you out a little bit. I got a little bit down there that needs some loving. I think the rest of this is fine. So that was body tone, right? That's what that says. So I think I'm good. So did that fix the armbands? That did. Okay. Bodybuilder details. Yeah, those armbands are probably going to give me issues on most of these. I am using mirrored editing, so ideally, if I'm getting one, the other side should be fine. But these meshes aren't actually symmetrical. How do I move you again? There we go. Yeah, armbands again. Okay, I think I'm good. All right, bodybuilder is a control. You know what? I think those got a little too loose. So I think what I'm going to do is pop in and tighten up those armbands a bit. Did that happen with all of these or just those? Yeah, just those. So we'll get this control, copy that, pop you over into ZBrush. And I'm going to make my thing a little bit larger, and then we're going to hold the Alt key down and just kind of push this stuff down. All right, I like that a little better. Let's see if the other side looks good. Oops. That's because they're not symmetrical. Although the mirror editing does go a long way. All right. Control V. Accept. Oops. Let's try that again. I forgot to click the overwrite. We forgot to click that box last time. So there we go. That's better. All right, emaciated. Oh, did the headband pop? Has the headband been popping and I haven't caught it? Nope. Good. Looks fine. Emaciated has issues. All right, clear this up first. That's probably good on both sides. And then we'll tweak the headband. And are you good? You're a little janky over there. Probably fine. Is better. All right, fitness details. I did not see anything wrong with that. Fitness size is looking fine. So hopefully fitness has no issues. We'll just take a quick peek at the back. Is fine, is fine. All right, heavy. I think heavy might be okay. Yep, I'm happy with heavy. All right, that leaves pear. Voluptuous. I'm kind of keeping an eye, but I think that looked okay. That was the last one. Did I do thin? Thin looks fine too. I think I'm good. All right, let's select the outfit and resave out all the, let's take a look at, is this stuff all in it? You know, I think this is all good. Oh, I do, although I gotta fix all of these. So let's do that. They've got the wrong names in here. Although they got the right colors. How did they get the right colors and the wrong names? I don't know. Oh no, you're going to say inflate. And then you're expand all. And then you're loosen buttocks. And then I think I'm ready to start breaking this outfit apart. So I think I'm going to do that real quick. Just to see how it's... I have to be really careful not to overwrite stuff, though, when I'm breaking it apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to zip up the project at that just before I start saving it out in pieces in case I accidentally overwrite something. I think my phone did something. Where am I? Here I am. Oops. Alrighty, now I'm ready to save. All right, modifier asset, base. I'm just gonna select all. What do I got in hidden anyhow? Oh, you're probably okay. Okay, so those are all good. I'm going to just zip up the whole directory right now because I'm going to try an experiment. We're going to separate out the top from the rest of the outfit. So let's do that. Boop, 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 boom. Where am I? So we'll come over here. I'm just going to zip all of this up. Good old 7-zip at work. Boom. So in the event of a disaster, I have the whole project right here that I can just grab the parts I break and put them back. So here, let's reapply. Nope. Let's reapply that. The waistband is, but I'm not worried about the waistband right now. I'm going to separate out the top from the rest of the outfit. So let's do that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change the names of everything. Actually, before I do that, I currently have the CMS turned off. I'm going to try to turn it back on. This never seems to work though. So hit start. And I don't know, is my smart content back? Of course not. Because it doesn't really do anything. So I'm going to shut down Daz and relaunch it to get my content management system running again before I start saving stuff. So here, we'll shut this down. I have 15 minutes before we're going to call it a day here at 4. Save changes to current. SmartMe should. SmartMe is not pressing the mouse button today. Okay, we don't need ZBrush anymore. We'll close you down. I'm gonna minimize you. You know what? We're happy with Substance Painter. We're gonna hit save on that and close it. And we'll relaunch. Oh, I should change the decorations now that Halloween is over. Oh well, we'll do. It's Halloween weekend. We'll leave it up for the weekend. And also on the copyright front, I haven't heard anything back on my copyright dispute with YouTube. They said that the 1929 cartoon, The Skeleton Dance, was copywritten in 2018, which, you know, it wasn't. So I actually went and disputed that one. I didn't dispute Mad Doctor because that came out in 1933, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't renewed, but showing something didn't happen, you know, it's like showing there that I don't have a pink elephant, showing you that there aren't pink elephants here. It's like I can take a picture of my yard, but you can just say, yeah, but did you look behind the house? Did you look under the car? Did you, you know, it's that hard. On the other hand, I could prove a pink elephant. It was just standing there and I took a picture. And then you could say, I don't see anything, Chris. You're just really drunk. Never mind. Anyhow, back to Daz. At any rate, I have disputed with YouTube Skeleton Dance because that actually has an official copyright date right on the front of 1929. So I think for tonight's cartoon, I'm going to show another Mickey Mouse cartoon. Pretty sure YouTube will flag that, and I'm going to dispute that as well. But then it takes like 30 days for Walt Disney not to return, not to respond before YouTube says, all right, you're right. So I think in a couple of months I'm going to try to reshow Skeleton Dance after, if the dispute goes in my favor, and see if they still flag it or not. I forgot what I'm doing. Oh, I'm breaking the outfit apart. That's right. So we're going to do this. We're going to load in. And we're going to save out the top. And then we're going to, I think that's as far as I'm going to get today, but we'll see. I also want to save the undone top, so maybe we'll do that. So what I have to do is just make sure I've got the objects that I'm going to destroy or break renamed properly before deleting parts. So here's how we're going to do that. So we're going to drop that on there. And I'm going to change the names of all of this. So this is going to be Arden Top. G8F. So I'm going to say top right there. And then we're going to come over here. Oops, damn it. Then I'm going in the scene identifier, make sure that it also says right in here. That still has the garbage name left over from before. So we're just going to say top for this. I'm going to get rid of this garbage right here. And we're going to actually, and then I can change the content type right here to wardrobe and shirt. We'll do that. I'll accept that. Now we're going to save this out right here. So you're going to be Arden Top, G8 female. I'm going to get rid of this stuff. Save that. Oops, I misspelled top. I'm going to cancel that and do this again. Top. The Arden top. Okay. Product. Arden outfit. I'm going to have to do this a couple of times just to make sure it works right. Arden top, G8 female. Shirt. Still says shirt because we changed that in the scene identifier. And I'm going to accept that. And then it does this stuff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything that's not part of the top and delete it. So we're going to pop over to the geometry editor. I'm actually going to do this over here with the surfaces. And basically we're going to select top straps attachment, top straps back, top straps neck, and top trim. Invert the selection. And geometry editor. Delete selected polygons. Boom. Now we just have the top. And now we'll just resave this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick peek over into my data directory and make sure what I think is over there is over there. And we're going to double check by reloading in the full outfit again too. So I should now have, so these are those base outfits, and there's the top I just saved. So that's looking like it's supposed to. Now we're going to resave this without the other geometry. So I'm going to just do this again. I'm going to overwrite that one. I'm going to say, yes. I'm going to make sure I choose the right product. And the rest of this should be good. And we'll just take a peek over here. I'll do a quick refresh. Take a peek in here and see if I got... It is 353, and that does say 353. And do my morphs still work? That's the important thing, right? A lot of these I'm probably not going to need in here, but look at that. It still does stuff. So before I save this out, I'm going to make a few more for this. And then what I do is I have this little piece in here that I can delete, and then these will become undone. So that seems to be working. And we'll just double check and make sure our original complete set is still good, right? Boop. Looks good. And then I just do the same thing for all the other parts. We separate out the bottom. I'm going to set the headband to its own thing. The armbands will get to be their own thing. The leg bands will get to be separate figures. Yeah, and we're going to have maybe two tops. One will be undone and one will be done. And I think I can... And the real reason is that I split up the materials is so I can make this not dynamic. So that'll hold its shape, even if it's undone. Yo, Caldorian, how are you doing, dude? Good to see you. It's been a little while. So, I've made an outfit. So I'm working on this outfit to sell at Daz. I'm calling this the Arden outfit. I'm going to tweak. I'm going to delete. I'm going to resave my base settings here. Doing quite all right. Yeah, been off Twitch for a bit. Yeah. I hope everything's going okay, but you just said you're doing quite all right. And, you know, people don't have to live on Twitch. You got a new partner. Moved to a house since half a year now. Oh, congratulations. Sounds cool. What am I doing? I'm still making 3D stuff. And I'm actually selling stuff at Daz on a regular basis. Enough to pay the mortgage. And my brain has stopped. I'm going to tweak my lights. I'm going to resave my base setup. And we'll also do a final render on this. We'll do that. I'm going to turn on and I'm going to adjust my startup file just a little bit, and then we're going to call it a day. Is Taddy still on? I think my light set is just too strong, so I'm gonna. But I like my light set. Already had to replace the heating though. It was from the 80s, early 90s. Dang. Next is all the expensive stuff in a short time. Hopefully you still have money. I'm gonna have to sort out the, oh no, not the electrical wiring. Yeah, my house is just falling apart, but I've got no money. One of my lights is too bright, and I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's my fill light. I think I'm going to adjust the fill light. So I have this light set in here if it'll ever... If Daz will do something. What the frick? There we go. So if I turn the backlight off... Yeah, I think my backlight is too strong. And I just don't really use the backlight that much. My fill, you know what? I'm going to make the fill light a little darker. And I'm going to punch up the key light. And maybe my rim light's looking good, I think. Maybe just punch the key light back up. Right now, my key light's actually been darker than my fill light, so that's... And is my rim light just... I like my rim light, though. Although it just makes things look funny. You know what? I think I'm going to leave the rim light off. And I'm going to kick that key light up a bit more. And let me check it, what my render settings are. I'm going to maybe put 13 as my default. No, that's too bright, though. This is what drives me crazy about Daz and Iray. She is so dark compared to the background, and that's from the subsurface that Daz uses in the skin settings. I don't like the way it like, I don't know, it doesn't work the way I think subsurface should work. Anywho, I'm gonna maybe 13.5 that. I like that. I think that's gonna be good. I'm gonna delete her, save my setup scene, and then we'll bring her back in and render while we look for some place to raid. So let's pop over here. Let's actually, I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to undo the delete. We're going to turn off the we'll go back to texture shaded, and I'm going to just kind of zoom into the details. Actually, I'm going to put the Mystic one that I just finished on. Nope. Yep. Although the waistband's off a little bit. I'm going to fix that. Paste that. Control R. And that's going to be it for today. I will be back tonight at 8 p.m. for our Saturday Night Social. Feel free to join the Discord if you haven't already. If you dump stuff in the gallery, we will share it tonight. Yeah, buy my stuff at Daz. Ideally, this will be... Which month is it? This is November, so at the rate Daz is going, I'm going to be lucky if it gets in December. It should be December. Buy my shit. Buy my shit. There we go. Hey, follow Charles. He doesn't stream, but he's got a cool Discord. Super cool cat. Hey, check out Caldorian, by the way. I don't know if you're ever going to be streaming again, buddy. But if you do, you should follow just in case. Nope, no streaming. All right, we're not going to have people follow you then. Created awesome music back when he probably won't. Awesome musician. I loved hanging out there. But on the other hand, I totally get not streaming on Twitch. Real other stuff. Anyhow, I'm happy with how that's looking. I think that came out nice. All right, let's find somebody to raid. Taddy was on earlier. I don't know if Taddy's still on. Let's find out. Oh, I've got too much garbage open. Let me double click on that. Taddy is still there, so let's go say hi to Taddy Bidet.
I got it.
Listening through old
Think
projects, which
about
is quite nice.
it.
Cool. All right, here we go. Taddy is on. We're going to go say hi to our friend Taddy Bidet, the artist formerly known as Toilet After Dark. He'll always be a toilet in our heart. Anyhow, what else do I need to do? Hey, if you're on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe. And if you're on tonight and the YouTube suspends the stream for a little while, don't worry, we'll be back. Anyhow, what am I doing? Oh yeah, we got raid calls. We're gonna go say hi to Taddy Bidet. If you're on Twitch, feel free to join the raid. If you're not a sub, you can copy that one. If you are a sub, you get to use the sub raid call. Is that right? That's right. We'll do that. /raid, and we'll go say hi to our good friend Taddy Bidet, who is doing art. Alrighty. I will be back tonight, 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social, and then the next regular stream is Monday, 2 p.m. More stuff like this. I don't know if it's going to be this outfit or what we'll be working on. I'm making good progress on this, so I may actually be in the process of submitting this already. Fingers crossed. And then I have to figure out what I want to do for the next projects after this. Did I start the raid? I have started the raid. All right, I appreciate everybody being here. Yeah, hasta la vista, baby.